Hey guys, today we're going to be taking a look at the Primary Arms 1x6. Let's get right into the first 30-second breakdown with this. That's where the first 30 seconds, give or take, I give you guys my exact thoughts on this product before getting into the full review. So with this optic, for the price that you're paying, about $400, this is the Raptor edition, this is a first focal plane. I don't think you really could beat it, honestly. If you're looking for something in this price range, anywhere from the $200 to $500 range, I think this is a fantastic optic, a great choice, and a really good low-powered variable zoom optic. I'm really happy with it. I've had great success with it. The reticle is the ACSS reticle, and that's one of the most versatile and actually useful reticles on the market, I think, and it's been adopted by a lot of different companies for a reason, because it's really good. So if you're looking for a cheaper end LPVO, I think this is the way to go, and I think it's a great optic. Now let's get into my relationship with Primary Arms. They did send this to me along with the Cyclops to test, so I did not pay for either of these. Met these guys at SHOT Show. Really cool company, and I think they have a lot to offer, and they were really excited to have this tested. You've seen some stuff on YouTube as well from other guys that have done testing on them as well, so they're not afraid to get them out there and get tested and do some damage on them, because they want to show that they are a durable optic, and we're going to go over that here a little bit later. So now let's get right into the review itself. Okay, if you guys have followed me for a while, you know that this is really one of my first LPVOs. I don't really run a ton of scopes. I really mainly run red dots, like these guns behind me. I really like the concept of low-power variable optics like these, but I just never got into them. I always ran with red dots. I was really good with red dots. I'm confident with them, and change scares me. So I went ahead and got one of these from Primary Arms, and I've been testing it out, and it's slowly showing me the light to that, the benefits of what you can do with these. One of the biggest benefits is going to be the fact that you can go to 1x. You can kind of have basically a red dot for the fact that it's 1x, just like red dots, and then you can just, by a switch of a lever, go to 6x just like that, or anywhere in between. So huge benefits in that aspect of being able to shoot more accurate at longer distances. As you guys can see, I've got a really goofy setup here. This is a 7.5-inch AR that I just built with the Deadfoot Arms folding stock adapter. Something I've been playing around with, having some fun with. If you guys have been following me on Instagram, you guys have been seeing this a lot. But for something like this, the 1x6 probably isn't the best choice, mainly because the barrel's so short, and I'm really not going to be reaching 500 to 1,000 yards with this anyway. But it's just something that I've been shooting a lot, so I really want to put this on and really get a lot more rounds sounded goofy, a lot more rounds through it, so that's why I went ahead and threw it on this one. Let's go ahead and just jump right into the pros and cons of this and get right into it. So one of the biggest pros, like I said, is the zoom. So that's one, and then your next is going to be that reticle that's with this, that ACSS reticle. You guys have seen it on a lot of things, probably Trijicon uses it. I think HoloSun uses it. There's a lot of companies that run that reticle, mainly because it's just so useful. I could get really in depth with this reticle and probably make a 10-minute long video just on the reticle itself, but there are other guys on here that have done those in-depth videos. Mr. Guns and Gear did a really good review on the reticle itself, so if you guys want to check that out, go to his video. I'll throw a picture here real quick. I'll go over it really quickly with you. You got that donut there. That's basically the circle. That's your CQB. If you put that circle on a target in a close quarters situation, you're most likely going to be hitting your target. So that's just for quick accusation. And then you've got the line below that and the dashes across. That's going to be for your elevation. You can range, or once you sight this in, your BDS will be true, because this is a first focal plane. So at any distance, your BDS will be true. So if you want to go up to 200 yards, you go to the 200-yard hash mark, and the instructions show you exactly where all those hash marks are, what the yardage is. And then the fact that those are a little bit wider and smaller, that is going to be if you put those on a shoulder to shoulder to a target, that's basically going to show you the distance that person is. So if you're not really sure where that person is or how far they are, you can put that reticle on the person or the target, you put that on their shoulders, and then from there you can tell the distance, give or take, of where they're at, and then you can make your shot a lot more accurate. There are different versions of the ACSS reticle. This one has a little less, and I've seen some have a lot going on, but basically that's the gist of it. It gives you guys a lot of things. Like I said, go to his, and he'd be able to give you guys a really detailed view. So really cool stuff. Primary Arms put a lot of thought into this, and I'm really glad they did. a lot of companies don't think a lot with the reticle. The reticle is such a important aspect of this sight that they did, and not a lot of companies do that. They don't think about it. They just put a dot on it. They put crosshairs, but with them, they put a lot of information and such an important thing like your optic that you can use if you really understand everything. Like I said, don't want to go into super big detail because I can talk forever about how cool this reticle is, but that is one of the biggest benefits because of how good the reticle is and the thought that they put into it. Next is going to be durability. I know a lot of you will think, okay, it's the $200 to $400 range. This one is the first focal plane Raptor, so this is the $400 one. So in that range, usually you're thinking, okay, maybe it's a little bit cheaper, not made quite as well. Maybe it's not quite as durability, doesn't have quite the durability as the expensive ones. And that's probably true. It's not probably as durable as those expensive ones, but there's a big but there. Just seen a video recently by Grantham. He did a durability test because he said that he didn't think it was quite as durable, and they pretty much said, Primary Arms, like, hey, we want to prove that it is. We'll give you whatever to test it and show that it is durable. He did some testing on it, and I was really surprised it held up really well. So I'm not gonna go into video of me smashing this one, dropping it and stuff like that. He already did it, and he's definitely a reliable source. So I think that this thing is very durable. As you guys know, I'm not super nice to my guns as well. This has been on 3 different guns. It started out on the F1 Firearms build. It went to the Tavor X95. And then it just moved to this one. So it's been on 3 different ones. I've sighted into 3 different ones. It has not had any issues. I've never had to re-zero. While it's already been zeroed on one of these guns, I had to re-zero moving each gun, but I haven't had to re-zero while it was on the gun. So it's kept at 0 very well, and it's been a good optic for me. So durability is there. If you guys want to check out that video, do that one as well. And you guys will see that the durability is there. Another nice benefit to this is it has an Ecs Reticle. So even if you don't have batteries, or you don't run the illuminator, or you run out of batteries, you're still gonna have that reticle in that. And as long as you don't destroy the glass or the housing itself, you're always gonna be able to have it. So for a bug out setup or some sorts, and you don't wanna always have to rely on batteries, this is a really good setup for that. Now the next benefit, and you guys know I'm a big stickler with money and how much things cost. That's usually on the con side, but this one I'm gonna put it on the pro side because for everything that you're receiving with this package, I think the price is right there on point, and I think they have a really good product for what they're asking for. So I think the price is really good, and I think you guys can't go wrong with spending that kind of money on this. If this was more in the $800 to $1,000 range, then I would start saying, okay, maybe it's a little bit expensive for what it is, but I think that $400 price range is fantastic. And they do make other optics that are in that $1,000 price range. So if you're looking for something a little bit fancier, a little more durable, it has a little bit more of the fancy stuff, in that higher price range, you can go that route. They also have something a little bit cheaper that's in about the $200 price range. So you can fluctuate depending on your needs. One of my buddies that I shoot with quite a bit, Glass Gunner, he has been running their $200 some range one. It's a second focal plane, and he has had 0 issues with it. He loves it. It's been on his rifle for about 1.5 years now, and he's had really good luck with it. So I don't think that you're really losing a ton of quality when you're going to those $200 ones. You're just not going to gain as much quality, I think, as these ones. When going from those more expensive optics to the cheaper ones, what you're looking at and what you're gaining, mainly what you're gonna gain is the eye relief. You're gonna get better eye relief, which on this one, I think the eye relief is really good. I haven't had an issue with it, haven't had problems really trying to find that reticle once I got used to it. Now, I haven't done a lot of stuff with scopes, so I really don't have a ton to compare that to, but this one does not have adjustable stock. The Tavor is not adjustable as well. So for me, I haven't had an issue finding that reticle and being able to have a good eye relief on this, but you're gonna be gaining better eye relief the more expensive you go. Another big thing you're going to be gaining is clarity. Glass clarity is one of the biggest things that you're going to gain. I think the clarity is really good with this one for the price, but when you're going to that $1,000 price range, you're going to gain even better clarity, and that's something you're going to notice when you're going to be holding them two side by side, and you're going to realize the difference in clarity on those more expensive ones. But I don't see any problem with clarity, and it's not going to be mentioned in the con side. And then the next thing is going to be even more durable. Usually they're going to be made of a little bit higher quality stuff. This is made of an aluminum housing, and I haven't had any issues of it denting, breaking, cracking, anything like that. I haven't had any problems, but you're just going to gain a little bit more durability. So you're just going to gain a little bit of everything when you're going a little bit more expensive, but there's really nothing wrong with this $400 price range optic. Now for the cons, let's go into those. One of the biggest cons that I found, and I didn't really like with this, is it does have an illumination, 11 setting illumination, but if you're outside and it's bright out, you might as well pretend like it doesn't have illumination, because illumination is really, really dim. Haven't been able to use it unless it's more of a low light situation, overcast, dark shooting, or indoors. I've been able to see it. But once you go outside in the light, that kind of goes away. And for me, that's kind of a really big downfall, because I really think the fact that they put the illuminator in there, and with the reticle itself, it would be such a benefit if at daytime I can turn that on, because a lot of the times I'm shooting into a woods and it's dark under all the trees, and then if I'm off target, the reticle kind of gets lost in there because it's a black etched reticle. So for me, that is a big downfall. I really wish they would work on making that illuminator really, really bright. I want it to be so bright that it's flaring out and then I can just turn it down. I would rather it be way bright and then I can turn it down than not nearly bright enough and then I can't really use it at daytime. So that's a big downfall for me. Other than that, there's really not a whole bunch of downfalls for this. This is the first focal plane. So with that, you're getting your reticle that moves back and forth with you. So if you're really close, it's small. If you zoom it out to that 6 power, it's going to grow with you. So that's going to keep all your BDS true, which is really cool. And that's just going to be a little bit more expensive depending. These are caliber specific. So here on the side that says for 5.56, 308. So basically you want to look on their website and get the exact caliber that you're going for. So if you guys have a 300 blackout 7.62, you're going to want to get one mainly for those calibers. They have specific ways you're supposed to sight these in, specific distances. So make sure you either contact the company or you look on the instruction manual to see exactly at what distance and what bullet to use. So when you do sight this in, it is all true with your BDS. A couple other little features on this, you've got your diopter here on the back, so depending on your vision, you can dial that into exact your vision. So if it's blurry, just move that around and that'll sight in really well. Your dials are really positive when you click them, and I have not had an issue with sighting in all 3 guns. Sighting has been pretty quick. I added this throw lever. You can also get, I think, an extended throw lever for these, but I just added this because it makes turning it much easier. When you first get it, it's a little bit stiff. You just want to work it in, but with this throw lever, it makes it so easy. So I would definitely recommend, if you plan on doing a lot of going back and forth, going from, I do a lot of training from like 15 to 100 yards. So I like to switch this around and just have fun with it. And then I'll go back to 200 yards. So it's nice to be able to just easily do that. So definitely something I would recommend gaining or getting to this if you guys want to have something to make this even better. I think throw lever is one of the first things you should purchase. So is this something that I would trust, recommend, and spend my own money on? Absolutely. I do recommend this to people a lot, and when they're looking for something in that price range, this is usually the one I go for, mainly because of a lot of the benefits that I mentioned. And I would spend my own money on it. I do want to purchase another one of these here shortly, because I do want to do another build with one of these. I was just going to switch this one over, but I'm really digging this setup. It's really goofy, really funny looking, but I'm really enjoying it. So I'm going to keep this one on this for a while. So I'm thinking about, in 2020, starting a new build with a low power variable optic. So I may be purchasing another one of these for that. So if this is something you guys are interested in, make sure to check out Primary Arms. Like I said, they have anywhere from $200 to $1,000 in that price range. So depending on what you guys want, you can find exactly what you're looking for. They also make red dots and some other types of scopes as well. So you guys can check those out if you're interested in those. And if you guys want to help out my page and what I do here, there's a link in the description that takes you directly to my website. From there, it'll take you to different websites, from Brownells to Aero Precision, Palmetto Star Armory. Anything you purchase using my link gives me a small kickback and shows those companies that I am generating some flow. So that helps me out, gets more products, and helps me be able to afford ammo, cost of camera equipment, editing software, and everything like that. So if you guys do that, I really appreciate it. If not, it's not a big deal. I just appreciate you guys liking, comment, sharing, subscribing, and thank you very much. If you guys are interested in more information on this build that I've been working on and having some fun with, hit up my Instagram. I've got a lot of posts about it on there. I'm having a lot of fun with the different features. I just put in a Geisley charging handle. The Deadfoot Arms floating stock adapter has been a blast. The Cloud Defensive Owl I'm testing on here. So a lot of new products that I'm running on this and testing all at the same time. If you guys have not checked out that page already, it's tactical_advisor on Instagram. And I'd appreciate if you guys follow me there. It'd be awesome. And you guys can shoot me DMs. We can conversate. I always love talking with everybody and answering questions, or just talking about guns if you guys want to, or anything else. So if you guys are interested in that, do so, and I appreciate it, guys.